10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Onefootball, I'm Yannick Spate, and today we're looking at our next Who's In. We've already looked at some of the big hitters such as Spain, Germany, France, Brazil and England, but today we're looking at one of the minnows, Australia. Before we delve into the starting lineup, it's important to look at a recent coaching change. Ange Postecoglou was the man that took Australia to the World Cup, but he sensationally quit shortly after doing so. Replacing him is Dutchman Bert van Marwijk. Now, these two coaches have a different tactical philosophy. While Ange Postecoglou was more attacking based, focusing on possession and playing a 3-1-5-1 formation towards the end of his tenure, Van Marwijk is a bit more pragmatic. He gets painted unfairly sometimes as a defensive coach, but he definitely is defense first. He will likely revert to a 4-2-3-1 formation with two holding midfielders. He played that with Netherlands at times, and he also used that formation most recently with Saudi Arabia. Now, he hasn't had a lot of time with the national team so far, but he has had two friendlies and we have some idea of how he'll line up. Here's what we predict will be the starting 11. In goal, there's pretty much no doubt. Matt Ryan is the indisputable number one. He's played with Brighton and Hove Albion this season and he kept 10 clean sheets and conceded just 54 goals. 9th best defence in the Premier League, not bad for a recently promoted side. He is short for a goalkeeper, standing at just 184 centimetres, but he makes up for it with his agility, his positioning and his shot-stopping abilities. He's also a great distributor of the ball. Ryan is the undoubted number one, and in him, Australia have a safe pair of hands. Fullback positions have been a problem for Australia for the past 10 years, but at left back, Aziz Behich has cemented his place during the qualifying stages. There is very little competition for Behich, with Millwall's James Meredith the only real viable option. Therefore, Behich it is. His forte is definitely going forward, and he'll give Australia an extra attacking outlet on that left side. He scored 5 goals for Bursaspor this season in the Turkish Super League. It's uncertain which centre-backs Van Marwijk will go for, but Trent Sainsbury has to start for me. He's comfortable on the ball, he likes going forward, and he can play defence-splitting passes, which is great for a centre-back. He's now playing regular football with Zurich Grasshoppers, and he's ready to impress at this World Cup. On the other side, Matt Jurman is the obvious choice. He's left-footed and therefore would give Van Marwijk a nice balance in central defence, but I feel that Van Marwijk has other ideas. He tested out midfielder Mark Milligan in central defence during friendlies against Norway and Colombia, and I feel with Milligan's experience as well as his solidity at the back, he's the man to partner Sainsbury. Right back is an even bigger problem than left back for Australia at the moment. Josh Risdon has been the recent incumbent and he does have speed and stamina, but I feel that Van Marwijk isn't convinced. That's why he's gone a bit left field. He's brought in Fran Karacic. The Croatian has never stepped foot in Australia, but does have an Australian dad. Therefore, he's got the passport and he's a bit of a gamble, but I believe he'll be the man at right back slot. Van Marwijk will most certainly play two holding midfielders, and one of those will definitely be captain Mile Jedinak. He's a no-frill player and doesn't have a great passing range, but he's great at screening the back four and he has to be there. He also chips in with his fair share of goals, 18 in 75 caps. Not bad for a defensive midfielder. Partnering Jedinak, Van Marwijk has options, the main two being Massimo Luongo and Aaron Mooy. They have both been in fine form this season with QPR and Huddersfield respectively, but for me, Mooy has to be the pick. He's been the linchpin in Huddersfield's team this season. He's cool and calm on the ball, has a very passing range, and he makes a perfect partner for Jedinak. If Van Marwijk wants to score goals, there's one man that he needs to have in his team, and that is Tom Rogic, also known as the Wizard of Oz. He's scored 8 goals and assisted 9 in his games with Celtic this season, and he's easily Australia's most talented players. He has silky dribbling skills, he has an eye for goal, and he's also physically strong, and his vision is exceptional. He has to be in the starting lineup. If Van Marwijk does choose to go a little bit more conservative in that attacking midfield role, he could go for Hull City's Jackson Irvine, or of course Melbourne Victory's James Troisi. But for me, Rogic has to be in the starting 11. You can't leave your best player on the bench. On the left wing, it has to be Robbie Kruse. He was once Australia's most talented player, but injuries robbed him of his best years. He's copped unfair criticism in recent years, probably because he hasn't fulfilled that potential. But he's still one of Australia's most important players. He has pace to burn, and his intelligent runs behind the defence can help Australia score goals. He's also scored 3 and assisted 3 in his last 8 games for Bochum in Germany's second division. He's primed for a big World Cup. On the other side, it's Matthew Leckie for right wing. He's had a great season with Hertha Berlin in the Bundesliga, and he scored 4 goals in his first 5 games with the club. He also has pace to burn, being the fastest player on Australia's squad, and he is a decent crosser of the ball as well. He has to start, and he'll be crucial in Australia getting some goals. If there's one Australian that the rest of the world has actually heard of, it's Tim Cahill. He's a Socceroos legend, scoring 50 goals in 105 caps. But he's now 38, he hasn't played a lot of football in the last 6 months, and Van Marwijk might not be able to depend on him for 90 minutes. Therefore, he has to go for another option. However, Van Marwijk has chosen not to select Jamie McLaren in his provisional squad. This despite the striker scoring 8 goals in 13 games for his club Hibs in the Scottish League. That leaves only one other option, Tommy Juric. Juric is a great option for the lone striker's role. He has strength, tidy ball skills, and his hold-up play will help Australia move into attack. His youth pushes out Tim Cahill, but he'll need to show that he can produce the goods. That's Australia's starting 11 from us. Let us know if you'd make any changes. Also, make sure to check out our other starting 11 videos. I'm Yannick Spate. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.